Hey, this is my first ever meditation class. I hope you learn as much as you can from this video, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe to my channel and leave a review of some sort, even if you like it or don't like it. I would love to have your feedback. Hope you enjoy the video. Alright, before we start, I'll get everyone to take a deep breath in and out. And one more time. And out. Alright, that was to calm my nerves a bit more down than you guys, but I'll let you know on a little mind trick here. Because when you're nervous, it's actually the exact same emotions as being excited, because your stomach gets a little, say, I guess, butterfly and stuff like that. The only difference is your thought process. Alright, so today I'm going to go on a little bit about the journey of how I found meditation and stuff, and then we'll do a little bit of a meditation class for about 10 minutes. I'll go through with you. At the beginning I'll probably guide you through a bit, but for the main bit I'll leave you to it and I'll bring you back to reality with us. Alright, so when I was about 18, I had a really bad, alcohol and drug problem, and was quite depressed and was looking for an escape from reality. So, and then when I was about 19, I started my full-time job. I had a girlfriend and stuff, but I was still quite unhappy, and society was telling me that I should be happy with all this stuff that I was, eventually accumulating over time. But then I kind of started diving deep, and this is how I found meditation, mindfulness, mental health and emotional intelligence. This is when I started diving in. So the first thing I dove into was, into depression and the real causes of that, and addiction too, mental health. And what I've found out was that with mental health, what we get sold for us as what causes mental health is completely wrong, because it's more environmental factors that cause depression and addiction and stuff like that. So the main causes of depression that I found out was lack of the connection with humans, no meaning in life, and no purpose, or lack of those things. And those are a lot of things that come down to environmental. So a lot of, depression is to do a lot with our society. And because with society and stuff, we always think problems have to be fixed individually instead of as a community. So that's where I kind of found, I guess that's what I found out about depression and stuff. And the other thing with addiction though, because we like to isolate people with addiction, and that's the worst thing you can do to someone, because normally when you fall into addiction, you're looking for some sense of connection, right? So that's why you go to substances, even though it doesn't work out. So the best thing you can probably do with someone that's addicted is actually give them unconditional love. Yes, I know it's hard. I'm kind of going through this bit of a process at the moment with a few friends and that, but that's what you've got to do, and you have to be extremely patient with it all and stuff like that. And then after I did a bit of research in that, and I realized that a lot of depression and stuff come down to a lot of environmental stuff, and I realized a few things I just couldn't change. So I was looking for a bit of things, get me a bit more happy and a bit more open, with life and stuff. And that's when I was watching a podcast one day, and then I kind of discovered meditation. And then funny enough, with discovering meditation, I found out you can trip from it. So I'm like, sweet, this is my next escape from reality. So, and then as I went along and meditated and stuff like that, I realized how much of an impact it really does have on your life, and how much you can actually problem solve a lot more. And I only realized this the other month, how much I'll problem solve in the moment instead of working it out later. I was in the shower at the gym, right, and I only had one pair of shorts, and I dropped the shorts into the water, and my first thought was, instead of getting angry about swearing, carrying on as you normally would do, my first thought was, okay, they got blow dryers here, I'm gonna blow dry it dry. So that was my first thought. So yeah, I guess the type of meditation I'm gonna do today is a lot to do with the breath, because each time your emotions change, your breath changes. So we'll go along with a bit of the breath work today. So most people breathe wrong these days, because of they all breathe up the higher chest instead of in the lower diaphragm. And this is because of sitting down in school and stuff like that, and being told that you're fat and stuff, and from society telling you that, so you're always sucking in, so you stop breathing at the lower diaphragm. And plus breathing up to the higher part of your chest is where your fight or flight syndromes are triggered. So if you're always breathing that high up, you're always in fight or flight mode, so that anything will trigger you. And also it's really bad for your shoulders because your shoulders aren't meant to go up and down. So like, I guess we'll go with that. And then the type of meditations I do, I guess a mindful meditation, which I'm going to show you today. Do thinkification, which I'm probably going to do towards the end of the meditation session, and then I do soma breathing, but that's a whole different, I guess, take, and it depends how open-minded you are with stuff before I would open up with that. Alright, so grab my phone, so time. So we're going to meditate about for 10-15 minutes. Alright, I'll get everyone to sit up straight. Alright, I want you to start taking a couple deep breaths in to the lower diaphragm and just gaze straight. Don't shut your eyes yet, just gaze a bit straight. Alright, it's next breath out, I want you to slowly shut your eyes. Yeah. Okay, now I want you to concentrate on how deep you're breathing. And just notice how you're breathing, how the breath feels. And I'll concentrate on that for a few moments. Now I want you to start scanning through the body and seeing how it all feels from head to toe. But don't change how it feels, just let it be. And if it does feel a bit funny, just let it go. Now I want you to bring back your concentrate to the breath and just focus on that for a couple of moments. Start listening to the environment around you, start listening to the birds, the trees and stuff, and just start connecting with the outer world a little bit. Bring the concentrate back to the breath, and we'll concentrate on that for a few moments. Okay, now I'm going to let you wander off for a bit. So I want you to allow thoughts to come and go, and just allow them to come and go through your head. And every time you get fixated on a thought, just bring your concentrate back to the breath, and then go back to your thoughts and just allow them to come and go. back your concentrate to your breath. And this time I want you to think about a problem or an idea you've been procrastinating about for a while, and I'll just allow you to allow your mind to think about that for a while. So just adding a bit of thinkitation in now. Okay, now if you've thought about that problem idea for a bit, I want you to add, say, a solution or how to build onto that idea, and just think about that. Don't get too carried away with it. If it does overwhelm you, take your concentration back to your breath. Now I would want you to bring the concentrate back to your breath, and I want you to allow thoughts just come and go, and I'm going to leave you for a few minutes and I'll bring these back. Now I want you to slowly bring your concentrate back to the breath, and just feel how you're breathing. Notice how deep you are breathing. And now I want you to take a couple of deep breaths in. And on the next out breath, slowly open the eyes. So like, I guess, how's everyone feeling? Yeah, so the reason why I do that type of meditation, like thinkitation and the mindfulness kind of meditation, should do separately, because mindfulness meditation is kind of teaching you when you're in the moment, because you should be adding it to everyday life, because we all get fixated by thoughts and stuff, and we get so fixated it becomes overwhelming. So if you do the mindfulness meditation, you can, when you apply it in real life, you can take, say when it does come overwhelming with thoughts, you can take all your concentration back to the breath and calm yourself down, so you're able to think clearly. And I guess the main positive with thinkitation is coming up with ideas and problem solving, because it's the same process as the start of mindfulness meditations, because once you go within, it's easier to solve problems, because alone with your own thoughts and stuff like that. That's why I always suggest to do meditation by yourself. Yes, like sometimes it's good to do it with another person and that, but yeah, it's probably best to do it with yourself because you'll learn a lot more about yourself. You will. Alright, thank you for coming.